This Marquee Dragon video is sponsored by Shattered Crystal, game codes, and items.
Hello, I'm Marquee Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and today I've got Keith Michaelis. Michaelis. God, I was so close. Yeah, so Keith here. Now, you're with Disney.
Correct.
And we've got this wonderful game called TRON.
Oh, yeah.
And so tell me, well, for those who don't know what TRON is, tell me what TRON is.
TRON, I mean, back when it originally came out, it's about getting into a computer and finding the life that goes on behind the screen. And now, moving about 2 decades forward, we're coming out with a new TRON movie, and our game is actually, which is really nice, is that it's a prequel to the story that's coming out.
Oh, really? So does this come out before the movie?
Yeah, it comes out a week prior to the movie.
So you got to play it all in a week.
Yes.
God.
Yeah, but it is that all the events that are tied into the game, they lead up to the movie. It carries on with us, where that story goes. And so we worked closely with the filmmakers to ask them, how can we expand the fiction? We just didn't want to do like a movie to game port. And they were like, this is a wonderful opportunity for us to expand on a lot of things they touch base on in the movie. And so now when you watch the movie, you're like, I did that. I remember that battle. I remember that person.
Well, it's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah. So it really brings you in as part of the story.
Yes, you're a critical part of the storyline, and all the way to the ending of the game, that leads to the story where it picks up in the movie. And you're definitely a critical part in that process.
You've just wrecked a week of my life.
Hey.
Because I'm going to have to get it on release date, because we already planned to go to the opening of the movie. Why did you do this?
Hey.
Yeah. So, what is your title here for the game?
Yeah, I'm a producer on the Disney side. So I work with Propaganda as our internal studio. We're based in Vancouver.
Okay.
And I work with them to help, help with the vision of the game and to help them from the publishing aspect as they develop the game for us.
So how am I going to play this game? Is this going to be console or PC?
Yeah, for this particular one, it's going to be on the 360, the PS3, and the PC. We do have a Wii version of the game, PSP, and the DS as well. A little bit different storylines, a little bit different gameplay. But the 360, PS3, and the PC are all the same.
Amazing. Yes. So, and they're all going to release on one day?
All on one day. That's our goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got, even on day one, we'll have downloadable content available. We have avatar items. We have a very ambitious PS Home launch that we're going to do. So there's going to be a lot of things going on during launch day. So
tell me, and you may not be able to answer this, what is one of the most difficult things that you've encountered in working on this project that it doesn't necessarily have to do with the game?
I guess, when you're working with a feature film, you got to keep the fiction, the look, everything very closely tied to the filmmaker's vision. And so they were very open to help us out with that, but it's hard because you have your own ideas, but you got to make sure you're in par with the filmmakers. And we wanted to make sure that when you played this game, you felt you were in the TRON environment that was created by the filmmakers. So it's just a challenge for us because you got to really be in depth with those guys to make sure you're representing the game well. That would be more like on the outside of making the game. Right. Making the game is the challenge is the balance and tuning. We have a lot of combat, a lot of mobility in the game, and we play tested a whole lot. Bring a lot of outside people in to play the game to make sure that the camera's on par, the combat's on par, the balancing.
Is this multiplayer?
It does have a multiplayer portion of the game. So there's a single player mode, which is the main storyline, and then at any moment you can jump into multiplayer and do normal multiplayer with up to 10 people.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and the multiplayer, what's nice is that during single player, as you increase the skills and the development of your character, maybe increase the health, increase the power, all those upgrades that you do to yourself in single player, you can bring to multiplayer. So you can actually go into multiplayer as a pretty hardcore character.
Cool. So now let's switch gears and tell me about something that's really exciting has happened in this. Whether it's some great practical jokes that were played in the office during the development of this, or some big success, or something that just really sticks out in your mind.
I know this may seem kind of small, but at first the light cycles, one of the biggest things was making the 90-degree turn work right.
Oh, really?
And everyone, when you play light cycles and you think light cycles back to the original movie, you all remember that the coolness of the light cycles going in an instant turning.
Because that was like the first time we saw a motorcycle do that.
Yes, yeah. Motorcycles plus lasers and 90-degree turns, awesome. And for us, when we finally got to happen, it was at that moment of like, everyone, come look, come look. So maybe not so much a practical joke, but just more of like a moment of awe for us, because it brought us all back to our childhoods and what we remember what light cycles mean to us.
So I got to embarrass the hell out of my brother. He's here today.
Oh, really?
I don't see him around to bring him in so I can embarrass him really good.
Oh, no.
But back when the original Tron came out, the light cycles scared him. What? And so my dad had to take him out of the theater, and I sat there and watched the original movie myself when I was probably about 10 years old. Yeah. And,
nice.
You know, it's, I remember from the original movie, you know, just God, it was just like a real in-depth experience.
Yeah.
It was like, what the hell? I'm pulled inside a computer. I didn't know computers could do that.
You didn't know there was something going on in the background.
Yeah, yeah. And so I hope that the game can pull us right in.
It pulls you right in from the beginning. I mean, you get dropped into this living world, and especially for people that know the original Tron, you'll think like, oh my God, I don't remember all this going on. And back then it wasn't, but the Tron world has evolved to where it is now. It's a living, breathing environment, and you have your own politics going on, your own fractions of people going on. It's a new world, and that's what starts you going. And your character that gets dropped into the game, Flynn sent you in because there's stuff that's happening that is not good. There's a virus that's been unleashed in the Tron world, and you've been sent to kind of figure out what is happening, who's involved, and then that's where the story starts to take you.
So when the game's launched, how are we going to be able to buy it?
It's going to be at retails, so on disc. To my knowledge, right now, it's not going to be available for direct download. To my knowledge, but definitely, any major retailer, whether it's a brick and mortar or online.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you very much. The game looks really exciting.
Awesome.
I can't wait. And God, reckon a week of my life.
Hey, but now you get to scare your brother. Bring him home, see if you can scare him a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much.
You got it. Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.